So, welcome to Beauty of Colors podcast, Kate. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
You're very welcome. So, Kate, tell the listeners about you and what was the driving force to you starting your hair and your skin line products?
Sure. So my name is Kate Assaraf. I am the owner of Dip Sustainable Hair Care, and it really is just one set of bars for all hair types. And the real reason, and especially because you have type 4 hair and it's so beautiful, I'm gonna just say right off the bat, my best friend, she is biracial and she has a black dad and an Italian mother. And we've been best friends since we were 11 years old, and now we're in our 40s. And throughout our whole time together, we were never able to share hair care. And when we would travel and we'd go to hotels, she would always need more conditioner than that little bottle,
Mhm.
right? And so there was always kind of this weirdness where she would go to the front desk and ask for more conditioner, and they would kind of treat her they'd give her a side eye for asking for more, but her hair required it.
Mhm.
And what that was one of the things that was a driving force for the formulation of dip. It was like I wanted two best friends to be able to share. Like it's not one has normal hair and another one's an other. I wanted the formulas to be, someone like that her family could use. One set of bars in the shower for all the different curl patterns and not so curly patterns in her family. And that was a big driving force from day one. And it's very much inspired by her name is Becky. Um, Becky now with the good hair.
Sounds great. I like that story. So Kate, what makes your product different from all the other products out there?
Um, to be honest, the biggest difference is that I'm not out to sell you a million products at once. I'm
Mhm.
trying to sell you less products that last a long time and that you don't have to buy as often. So for one of our customers that has type 4 hair like you, she only uses a little bit of curl cream now, but the conditioner bar is her leave-in. It also helps her with twists. It also helps her with her, on wash day when she detangles, like that's like a ritual for her. And she doesn't have to add all of these other products, just a little bit of curl cream, much less than she used to use before. And so I want to train people to buy less stuff overall.
Yes. That's
And
good.
that's
Mhm.
very odd for a company, but it is very true to my heart and where I see kind of consumerism is exploding everywhere.
Mhm.
And I think as a human race, we need to scale it back. We just need to buy less stuff.
Yeah, that's true, especially for the environment as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's good. So what was the product development process like for your skincare and your shampoo, and how did you get this process underway and how did you perfected it for various hair types?
Okay, so it was a labor of love. It was about 4 years of prototyping, but I chose a chemist who had never made bars before. That was number one. I didn't want him to make bars like anything that existed already. But what he had spent 40 years doing was developing high-end salon hair care that stylists would use at the back bar for when they're, washing your hair in the bowl. So the other good thing about this chemist that I kind of was that was a big you know a reason I chose him was because he had a mixed family. So he had mixed grandchildren, and so he really understood the plight of not having hair care that one whole family could use. And I mean I don't know, I don't live in like I have a very small house with a very small shower. Like, I don't know how a family, say of four with four different hair types, can have all of these bars and bottles like in the shower. I wanted to solve that problem. And so I'm very lucky that I grew up in a diverse neighborhood, and my friend group is, all sorts of hair types from like silvery white hair to like really coily hair. And men, women, beards. I gave the bars out during the development process to about 400 people, and I'm in New Jersey. I was like, rip it apart. Tell me what you hate about it. And I got all the feedback over those few years, and the ending product is dip.
Mhm. Wow, I love the products you sent me. It is. It is really nice. I tried it on my hair and you can tell a big difference. It really does work. How did you take your business from idea to reality? And what were some of your biggest challenges you face in getting your business off the ground?
So I took it. So my husband and I had been in beauty for a long time. So we had the chemist. The chemist is the hardest part to find, I think. Someone who really is willing to spend the time and the years to make something great. Most chemists only want to do 2 rounds of iterations and then they're done. But the finding a chemist where this was is just as passionate for him and his family as it was for mine, that was the a big key. And then the other part was the branding. I can show you here the branding for Dip. This was Jonathan, my husband, and I would pull all-nighters putting together the branding. And so once we had the formula, the branding, and the box, then the rest kind of comes together. So once you put in your first purchase order and you have your products, it's like that's just the beginning. That's
Yeah.
not the end. So um, I went to I basically went door to door to zero waste stores where I knew my customers already were, looking for plastic free things that were great. I didn't try and tackle everyone at once. I tried to go specifically to zero waste stores first. And I was like, if this isn't the best shampoo and conditioner bar you've ever tried, then see you later. But more often than not, some of them would call me from their towel and say, this is the best stuff. I want it for my store. I could sell a ton of this. And that's how it got started.
Great. Um, so Kate, tell us about some of the products and that you have right now, and which one is the most popular product that you're selling right now?
So we have shampoo and conditioner,
Mhm.
and we have hair and body oil and a face wash, and then
Mhm.
body wash also. But really, the magnum opus for me is the hair care. I love the hair care so much because I spent so much of my heart and soul making this and trying to make it right and trying to make it so that when someone purchased it,
Mhm.
they didn't, how everyone assumes when they buy something sustainable that they're paying more and it's going to be worse. I tried to break that stigma of sustainable products. People are so tired of that. And also an enzyme spray is another thing that we have. Um,
Mhm.
so the shampoo is made, it's very, very gentle. So if you're someone that needs to clarify your hair, you'd still keep a clarifying shampoo that you can use once a week or once a month. But the shampoo bar is very gentle. So if you're an athlete and you need to shower more often, the shampoo allows you to do that. And the conditioner, it's made to really, there's no nice way to say this. The conditioner is my middle finger to the beauty industry. You can buy it once or twice a year and it will last you a very long time, and it replaces many beauty products. It can not always replace curl creams. It can replace leave-ins. It can replace spray detanglers. um, and if you come out of the ocean or the pool, you don't have to be scared of getting your hair wet because you can just run it down your hair and it will condition and leave it soft. So that was a big deal to me.
Mhm.
And the enzyme spray. Did I send you the enzyme spray?
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
Yeah, like
perfect.
it
So
smells really good. Yeah.
the
Mhm.
enzyme spray is really, for me, it's like one of those things that people don't realize they need until it exists. It
Mhm.
is basically a shower in a bottle. So
Mhm.
if even protective hairstyles that are harder to use bars,
Mhm.
the enzyme spray will be a shower for you. You just spray it in, it's wet, and it will clean any kind of organic dirt or oil out of your hair and from your scalp. And it's so gentle, it won't cause any irritation.
Mhm.
Um, but it's great if it was really inspired by my mom being in the hospital and no one was going to wash her hair. And you can spray it on a loved one, or like if you have someone in a nursing home, you can spray it on their hair and it will clean it. Or you have a new mother and
Mhm.
they can't shower because little hands always need them all the time.
Mhm.
I mean, even if you're just depressed and going through moments of grief, the enzyme spray is like one of the best things for you.
Mhm. And I noticed it has a really nice smell, like a coconutty. And
Yeah.
yeah, it really smells nice. The aroma is like you spray it and it does
Thank you.
smell as if you're at the beach or you're in someplace tropical. You feel like you've been transported.
Yeah, I want people to feel good. And you know what's so funny that you say that is we did it first without any scent in it, and people did not think it worked. And
Mhm,
then once we put scent in it, then people thought it worked. So it's a it's a funny thing. As much as people say they want fragrance free,
mhm,
it most people, if there's only actually a 12% of the population that buys no scent, most people prefer scent.
mhm. So Kate, are your products vegan friendly?
Yes.
Okay. So vegans out there can get it.
Vegans, yeah.
Okay.
Vegans, cruelty free.
Mhm,
Um, They really have all like the icks taken out of them. It's really high-end hair care. We're sold in all different types of salons as well. And so, you can go in there knowing that it's been vetted by stylists enough that they'll invest in it to put on their shelves. One of our favorite stylists is in Williamsburg. She's a Kyra. She did a piece for Modern Salon for us, and she has a black owned
mhm,
curl specific salon,
mhm,
and she's been using dip for now 3 years. It's
mhm. That's great. Wow. So Kate, where can the listeners purchase these products? Where can they get them? And how can they get in touch with you? Do you have any social media? I know you do. What am I asking?
yeah, you can find our website is dipalready.com, kind of like what are you waiting for? And that's dipalready.com. And that's also our social handles. So Instagram and TikTok is at dipalready. And if you ever want to ask me any questions specifically, I'm the person in the DMs. So you can I don't like to distance myself from the customers. I like people to ask me questions. And if you ever want to talk to a professional about dip, if you're still unsure because you're like, hey, this lady sounds salesy, I can hook you up with someone else who can talk to you about it.
Mhm. Sounds good. So, Kate, with this line of products that you have created, are you planning on expanding different products, or you're just kind of feeling it right now and just sticking with this right now?
You know, I'm actually really enjoying it where it is right now. I think we kind of pressure ourselves when we're business owners to grow, grow, grow.
Mhm,
And I don't have any intention of being hypercharged for growth. I run my business so I can still spend time with my family.
mhm,
Um, I have two sons and I want to spend time with them instead of only projecting all my energy out to strangers and then not spending any energy with my own family. I think that's something that happens a lot with entrepreneurs, and I'm not really in it for any glory. I just really love hair, to be honest.
And you're doing it for a purpose because the story you told us, that's something from the beginning when you shared the story about your friend, that's something you're doing that's dear to your heart. So that's a
Yeah.
good thing. Yeah. So Kate, what advice would you give to somebody who wants to start a business like this?
I would say read every comment section of every competitor so you know exactly what people are really truly looking for. Because I think what you realize when you look at when you say I wanted to have a rake company, right? Like for leaves. I'm just thinking of that because I have to rake sand on the like we're doing a volunteer project and I need to get a rake. But like, you have to look at every negative and positive comment that comes through on any of your competitors. And then you'll kind of know what the problems that need to be solved are.
Mhm.
It's really hard to launch anything that doesn't solve any problems, you know. But once you find something that solves something for people and is emotional, I think you already know in your heart where you have to go and how you have to develop it.
Wow. So Kate, thank you for being on Beauty of Colors podcast.
Thank you so much for having me here.